Live. So, hey, welcome everybody. It's Ted Padromo, and my guest today is John Keel. We're like the OGs of marketing. Welcome, John.
Thank you, Ted. Well, the nickname that somebody in Kennedy gave me years ago was the old dog with new tricks.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about LinkedIn content marketing. You've been working a lot on that lately.
Yes, very much so. And all the stuff I'm going to talk about is just on a call just a few minutes ago with a new member. And I said, we have this consortium of 6 folks around the world, and we talk every 2 weeks. We have a call tomorrow night. And so we're always, as I say, I'm not the smartest. I don't want to be the smartest guy in the room. If I am, I'm in the wrong room. But I'm with 5 guys who are, and that's all I care about. And we're just seeing stuff that's working. And as the email I sent you yesterday in terms of LinkedIn events. Have you used LinkedIn events at all?
Yeah, I just made one for this event, actually.
Well, here's my question, and here's what I learned last week. Did you do it from your personal page or your business page?
I did it on my personal page.
Well, LinkedIn events are phenomenal, and we are actually using the LinkedIn event to promote our LinkedIn challenge next week. And the thing I learned last week was that when you use your business page or your company page to set it up there, you have the ability then to get the email addresses of everyone who registers.
Oh, that's how they do that. Okay.
When you do it on your personal page, you don't get that option. And so, we expect several hundred to come to that, to register for it. And whether or not they attend, that's up to them. But because I've set it up through the business page, all the email addresses, you can download those. And, as you and I have talked before, the thing with LinkedIn is get those email addresses and names off LinkedIn.
And it also sends you reminders, the event. Because I was on some other people's, and where'd this come from?
And the power of these things, I just did this morning. Go into LinkedIn and search for LinkedIn events, and it just sends you there's a list of them.
Yeah.
And some of these events have tens of thousands of people registered for them.
Mm-hmm.
And from my perspective, and again, we come out of basically the Kennedy world of direct response, knowing how to write headlines. The titles are very boring, or most of them.
Yeah.
So it's like being a kid in a candy store, is the way I look at it. And I'll be able to report in a couple of weeks how this is. But the other thing that I found out yesterday, only yesterday I found this out, that you can go through your connections list. Just go through the list, and it's a limit of 150 a day. You can actually send the invite. Bang, just go right down your list. Bang, 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 bang. 150 a day of all your connections.
Wow. So you schedule them out further.
Yes. So we'll have our next event set up next Wednesday, because our challenge 6, our 6th challenge, we'll do 4 weeks from then. We'll have 4 weeks to do that. And
so I'm using this Restream software to broadcast this, but they only let me create the event 7 days in advance for LinkedIn. But if I go to LinkedIn, you can schedule it whenever you want.
Yeah, and of course ours is all on Zoom when we do our thing, and we're sending them with the registration. We send them to the registration page, which is off, and then everyone doesn't go to the registration page. Some of them just do it from within LinkedIn. They'll still have access to access the event.
Right.
But I think it's a well-kept secret right now. Of course, LinkedIn doesn't really tell you, as you know better than I, how to do it or what recommendations are. So LinkedIn, if you're doing any kind of webinars, this to me is just powerful. Reach, you get a much broader reach than your list.
I did a webinar last week, and I did a LinkedIn event pointing to it, and I got about 50 more people. It's went to the webinar and I didn't really do much promotion. It was just through the event.
Yeah. So now do it through your business page, and now you'll have their email addresses.
That's the tip of the day. That's the tip of the month. That's huge.
That's a tip. That's a tip. The second thing, and I talked about post comments. I had another call this morning. I just got off a call with a guy who's going to become a new member. And he said, the reason I wanted to reach out to you is I saw a post that you did about 3 weeks ago, and it was very thoughtful, really good. He said, I really enjoyed it. I don't know if you've seen it in my post, but I'm really taking a lot of time to think down deep stuff. And so that's somebody who reached out to me based upon something I wrote in a post. But comments on posts are as important, I think they're as important.
Having a conversation in the comments is even better, I've seen.
Yeah. What I'm finding is that, as I mentioned, it's free advertising. Comments are free advertising, as posts are really, but you can get a much broader reach to people who you're not connected to. And when they see your thoughtful comment, I was getting 3 to 4, maybe 5 organic connection requests a day until about a month ago. And now I'm getting 8 to 10. And it's because of the comments.
Yeah.
And, nice post is not a thoughtful comment.
Right.
It doesn't work. And in fact, what a lot of people don't realize is that when you do something like that, that shows up in your feed. That shows up on your profile page. And that doesn't really say much about you. If anything, I think it takes down.
Oh, yeah. I got a notification this morning that one of my LinkedIn posts is in the top 1% of LinkedIn content.
Yeah. What I have, in fact, that was my third comment, getting the LinkedIn top 1% engagement notice, which will show up in your feed.
Yeah.
And because, I'm doing the post parties, I do, that's the only vehicle I'm using. What I've discovered, because I've had 6 of those in the last 6 weeks, I'm getting one a week now. I'm getting a little spoiled. And what I've observed that when I get 70 comments on a post, I get that notice.
Oh, okay.
That's just, I know you're a numbers guy. I've been tracking this. Mm-hmm. 65 doesn't get it, but 70 or more, for me anyway, right now is getting it. And as I was chatting with this guy earlier, because of the post party, we get that flywheel going in terms of being seen by more people.
Yeah.
What I've observed is that if you do this consistently, and I post 3 times a week, no more, I don't do daily, and no more. Have we already talked about you don't want to do more than 1 post a day?
I saw a thing where they want 2 to 3 posts a week is good.
Yeah.
No more than 30 in a month. Yeah.
There are some folks that through our connections, with the guys in the UK, we're using. This is a case study. This guy was getting 3,000 to 4,000 views on his post using the post party.
Mm-hmm.
He built it up over 6 or 9 months, and then he came up with the idea on his own. Well, if I post 3 times a week, maybe posting every day is better. Maybe 3 or 4 times a day would be better, and I'm going to automate it. So he was using Hootsuite or something. Within 2 weeks, his posts were down under 200 views a day for every post. So there's a big penalty, I forget what the term.
That's what I used to do. I used to do 4 or 5 different posts, like a Forbes article, an Inc. article, my article.
Oh, yeah.
And I was killing it. They'll tweak the algorithm, and then this next post will stop them promoting the first post.
No question. And there's this thing called a term that everyone should look up on Wikipedia, shadow banning. It's used in Facebook, I think, and some of the other social medias, but and you might know this from your contacts down in LinkedIn. they appear to be employing shadow banning. They don't tell you, but this guy is still in LinkedIn jail. He can't get out of it.
Wow.
He's still down 200-300, and he's down from 3,000.
Wow.
And because he was using the automated system to do multiple posts a day. So, yeah, 3 times a week. But that, and then I'll keep reporting. I mean, and by the way, what I'm doing is I'm just looking at my notes here on this top 1% engagement notice. When you see it in your notices, I go, how did that happen? And so I've had enough of them now where I'm actually doing a screenshot of them, and I'm just saving them for when I do a talk or something and to show people.
So is that 70 unique comments or the interaction total?
It's the total comment, yours and theirs. That's that's what I'm finding right now. That could all change in 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
But those are my big 3 things that I wanted to share with you and with anyone else who's interested.
So what kind of content's working best for you? Video or text or images?
Text with it. First of all, headline. Strong headline. And our friend Jonathan Palmer, you know Jonathan Palmer, don't you, the video guy?
Yeah.
He's having a big birthday party Thursday. He just crossed 100,000 followers.
Not bad.
I'm really proud of him. He's a good guy. But he did something on one of his posts, Ted, and he said, these are 3 headlines that he finds work, and this one is the truth about ... whatever. And the next headline is the rise of ... and then things to know ... So I've used those as starting headlines for the last month, 3-4 weeks, something like that. And people are engaging. And if I can have a question mark at the end, but the whole point is the headline, as we know, is so critical.
Yeah. And
I still see 90% of the posts out there without them, which I don't get. But so it's the headline. And then I'm using the short post.
Yeah.
No tags, no hashtags at all. And I'm trying to end it with a question, some type of engaging question, so that people will want to respond. I did one last week where I came across this list of headlines, probably 5 to 10 years ago. It's like 500 headlines. The best headlines of all time.
Right.
Put that in a PDF, and I offered that for free to anybody who would leave a comment. I had 85 comments total.
Wow.
And, it's just a PDF, and I just sent it out, and that's fine. So I think something that's perceived as high value will also.
So you just put a question at the end and say, hey, here's the PDF or whatever.
I can't remember on that particular post. I said, I gave a sample of 7 of the headlines, of the 7 best headlines of all time.
Yeah.
And, you've seen them all. And I can't remember if I put a question at the end of that. And I said, if you'd like a copy of the full list, leave a comment below. And,
I did that when the native video first came out, and I gave away a LinkedIn cheat sheet.
Oh.
I had 103,000 views, and I got about 10,000 really solid connections out of it.
I want to be like you when I grow up.
So Richard wants to know, what are the 3 headlines again? The truth about.
The truth about. Oh, let me go back and find it.
Okay.
The truth about.
John Carlton taught me about the case against. You can write articles on that. That works too.
The rise
of the truth about.
the rise of. And then things to know, and then about such and such.
There we go. So that's
and
good. Those are great.
Work very well.
So do you do videos with captions? I've done those, and they work pretty well.
Well, I I'm still trying to learn how to use Big View. I was talking with yesterday with who was I talking with? Gary Wilkin, who's in your group.
Yeah.
And Gary sent me a good resource on Big View. And Ted, I just haven't had the time. I do a little bit. I need 2 hours to figure it out. So no, I'm still not doing captions.
We can jump on call sometime. I'll show you how to do it.
It's a great system as soon as I start to use it.
Right.
I did my videos.
Gary. Gary's on there. He says Big View's not too bad.
Yeah. I had a good call with you yesterday.
So you just say like 2 to 3 posts a week is enough. You don't need to do massive amounts. 3. Yeah,
because I participate in a post party Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's it.
Yeah.
And I do mine at 6 a.m. Eastern, which will change to 7 a.m. as soon as time zone changes, but time changes. But I do that. I generally am writing the post the night before, and actually here's a little secret, and you probably do this too. I'm going back to posts that I wrote a year ago.
Yep.
And I am repurposing the content, because one of the things I started way back in last March, April, was I have a Word document that has every post, has the date, the title, and the link. It's just a long document. So I peruse that. Looks like an interesting title. Copy it. That's my post for tomorrow. And I'd revise the headline and we'll go in and edit it. But people, we're always talking to a passing parade.
Yeah. Well, Dan Kennedy used to say it too. He says, I've only got like a year and a half worth of material to teach you guys.
Over and over and over.
Right. Repurpose it, reframe it.
And what I did is I said, I don't want to take 30 minutes looking for old stuff. So I just find it and I have the hyperlink so I can go right back to the original post and see which ones really performed well.
Yeah, I've been doing that lately too. Just updating content from 2 or 3 years ago even.
Yep.
Because it's timeless.
It really is timeless. It's evergreen, very evergreen.
So Gary wants to know the format recommendations. So you just do pure text with no image, no hashtags?
Yeah, I quit doing images last fall. I think the strong headline overcomes that, at least for me. And my posts are getting more likes and comments and views now than they were 3-4 months ago.
Yeah.
And it's nothing magic. If I get 3,000-4,000 views, I'm very, very excited.
Yeah.
Because I find then, as I mentioned earlier, that I'm getting more engagement with people. They're reaching organic connection requests. Or they say, let's have a talk, and I'll do that all day long.
Yeah. Yeah, I go through the comments and find second level connections that are actually giving thoughtful comments. Then I'll invite them to connect and mention that content we were talking about.
Yep.
It's a great way to find good people to be in your network.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will tell you that I have my LinkedIn 30. I call it my LinkedIn 30. I spend 30 minutes early every morning. And there's some exercise I go through and, with connections and so on, and then go to people that viewed my post, viewed my profile. And I've seen that go up over the last 2-3 months, where it used to be 600, now it's over 900. And that just continues to rise.
That's awesome. So how do people get in touch with you to learn more?
Oh my goodness.
LinkedIn, John Keel, J-O-N-K.
Yeah, J-O-N. Yeah, just reach out on LinkedIn. That's the simplest way. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we'd have our names on here, but something changed in the software. So
yeah. So let me know if it's because Ted, please.
Yeah. Great. Well, thanks, John. This has been great. Tip of the year, man. That was not just tip of the day. That was tip of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait. Quite frankly, I'm glad the call's going to end, because I got to go back and start inviting people.
Yeah. So create your events under your company page rather than your personal account, and then you get their email addresses and you can invite literally hundreds of people, 150 a day.
Up to 150 a day.
Awesome. Thanks, John. That was awesome.
Great to talk to you.